Hi friends, welcome to Digital Tech by Vignesh Balaji. So in this video we are going to see how to create an ERC20 token. So there are two tokens, one is ERC20 and ERC721. So ERC20 is an fungible token and ERC721 is a non-fungible token. So basically what comes under ERC721 is that if you want to give an um, a digital representation of a physical asset, we are going to go with ERC721 token. So with ERC20 tokens is normally is similar to Ethereum tokens, Ethers or Bitcoin. So it is kind of a value. So you can say simply like a digital coin or like cryptocurrency. So these are the standards that we follow. So in this video series I will tell you how to create an ERC20 smart contract and mint tokens and transfer token between two users. So Remix IDE here. So I already have created a rupeecoin.sol. So you can see there are three things, the main things in this particular Solidity file. One is an interface, and another is a safe math library, and another is a contract. So this rupeecoin contract is going to implement the interface interface ERC20. So this first we will see what is an interface. So interface is basically, like in programmatic terms, is just like they define the function here, and you can see like what are the things are like total supply, balance of a particular address, transferring and minting of tokens. So if a contract is going to implement this interface, so all the methods needs to be defined in the particular contract. And the next thing is the library. So this is just like a safe math library. If you Google it, you can able to get that. So it is just basically like doing some validation checks for if you're passing something not a number, so then you are going to get some error using this safe math library. It's not created by me, it's like it's already available. And this is the main contract, the rupeecoin.sol. So we are going to use the safe math library by the, if you see in the line number 112, so we are going to use safe math library for event 35. And for next thing we are going to have a mapping of balances. So it is like an address that is equal to a balance. So basically we can check the by inputting the address and check the balance. So and also we have a basic so what the functionality, let me explain clearly what is the functionality that we are going to do. So there will be an admin who is going to deploy this contract, and there will be a user who will ask for minting permissions. So the second user who is going to ask for minting permissions will be like, initially it will be false. The minter role like by default is false. So when the admin user gives a privilege or access, it becomes true. So that time only the minters can able to mint the token within this contract. So and the next thing is the address, public owner. So whosoever deploys the contract becomes the owner of this rupee coin. And the next thing is string, private name, symbol, and total supply. So total supply is initially 0, and the name and symbol is like the symbol of a particular contract. Say if rupees, I'm going to see RUP, and symbol also can be RUP, or it's like for Bitcoin you have BTC, or if for Ether you have ETH. So similar like that, you can give a symbol for this. So these are the standards. So if you see here, we have a constructor. So constructor will be executed like when you deploy the contract, and it will set the name, symbol, and the address. So and also minters initially the message sender will be true. So basically because the owner of the contract is also a minter, so I'm setting it as true. So there are two modifiers here. One is only owner and only minters. So if message or sender is equal to owner, so this particular thing will allow the user to execute the particular function. And only modifier in line number 132. So it will check whether the address is equal to true. So we already have a mapping where address will be pointing to the boolean. So this will return true or false. So we have two modifiers in place, and the function name will return the name of the ERC20, and symbol will return the symbol of the ERC20, and add minter. So I told you like there will be apart from owner there will be users, so they will execute add minter. So they will request for minting the token. So initially it will be set false. So, and also there's a function where the users can get the status whether it's been approved or not, so we can see true or false. And as well as approve minter, this particular function, what it will check is that it will initially check that whether it is a false condition, and based on that, approver, that is the owner of the contract, will input the address of the any of the users, and it will check and it will assign the role, like it is equal to true. So when it is true, the minter can able to actually mint the tokens. And you have a modifier here, so only owner can execute. If an minter try to execute this function, it will throw an error. And this function is total supply. So total supply is basically like how much there may be a multiple minters in the system. So anybody can mint any much of tokens. So there will be a function where publicly they can see how much tokens are there in the circulation, and in 188 is a balance of, so it will see, like it will check if you're inputting the address, it will give you the balance of your tokens in your user ID, the user address. So, and then is a transfer function, so you can transfer from your one user to another user. And the mint is basically basically it will check whether this sender and recipient address is not as 0, like 0x00, so it can't be a 0 address. So, and it will do like basic subtraction and addition, and as well as minting. This minting function will add the tokens to their address. So it will basically check the address is 0 address, so you can't mint a token and add a token to a 0 address. And as well as it will add the balance and increment the total supply. And as well, we are going to see burning of tokens. Burning is pretty much same. It will remove the balance from the particular address, and it will subtract from the total supply. So this is pretty much about the functions, interfaces, and library I'm using for this particular rupeecoin.sol. So now we will actually deploy this contract. We will compile this contract first, and we will deploy this contract. So we have actually deployed this contract. So now we will go here and we will select the first address here, 749, and you have to select the contract, not an interface. So we have to select this one, and you see here a deploy button is there. So you have to give, like I am giving rupee, so RUP, a symbol as well as the same thing. So I'm going to transact. So you can see the transaction is successful actually, and the contract has been deployed here. You can able to see the logs as well here. So let us open this contract and see what are the functions are there. So now we can get the status. So 749 is the owner of this contract, so he is also a minter, and the status is returning true. Name is RUP, owner is the 749, and symbol as well as this RUP, and total supply is currently of 0. So now what we will do is that we will log in as a second user, that's 42F, and what we will do, we will ask for we will add as a minter. Now we are executed the contract. You can see all those logs being generated on the right side, and we'll get the status. So it will be initially false, and you can check the balance. So balance, he didn't mint any tokens right now, so it is 0. So now we will log in as approver, that is 74 owner, who will approve this particular address. So what we will do is we will copy this particular address, the second one, and now owner is logged in, and we will input the second user and approve minter. Okay, now we will again log in as the second user, and we will check the status. So now it has become true. Okay, and we will try to mint a token now. So address is like he is going to mint on his own particular address. We will give his address, and we will give how much token he can mint. So now he is going to mint 5 tokens for his address, and we will check the balance as well for his account. So we will check balance for his account. You can get 5 tokens has been minted, and total supply we can see 5 is there. Now we will log in as an owner, and let owner also mint some tokens here. I pasted here and it's 5. So now we'll check the total supply, so it should be 10. Okay, now what we will do is that we will send we'll transfer some tokens to the second user. So the recipient address is photo so we'll copy that and paste it over here, and we will send 3 tokens to him, and as well as I'll log in first and transact this. So transfer. And transaction that, so that now his balance should reduce to, so we have logged in as, so we will log in as first user, so his balance should reduce to 2 C2. So this is basically about an ERC20 token, how to mint an ERC20 token, how to transfer it, how to burn it, and how to add minters. So this is pretty much about how to create an ERC20 token. So guys, so if you find this useful, if you find this video useful, you can share it to your friends who are more interested in blockchain and stuff like that, and don't forget to subscribe and put your valuable comments, and I will like to hear from you that if you want any videos regarding any blockchain topics or any other topics, please free to add those in the comments, and please subscribe.